Hello, Living Waters. Today I wanted to talk about control and what it's like when we lose control and how it actually is okay that we lose control sometimes and let it go. What do I mean by that? Well, let's look at today's story. So the 12 disciples had witnessed everything Jesus had done, and they were very important because they were going to tell people what they had seen and share the good message of Jesus' life. However, Judas ends up getting voted off the island. He leaves after betraying Jesus, and they have 11 disciples. They need one more. So they decide to narrow it down to 2 really good candidates, but instead of Peter saying, I'm the rock that Jesus built his church upon, I'm going to make the decisions, this is on me, he says, I'm going to let go and I'm going to leave this to God, and I'm going to literally roll the dice and see who's the best man. So he says a prayer before he rolls the dice. He says, Lord, you know everyone's heart. Show us which of these 2 have chosen to take over this apostolic ministry. So he trusts God. He lets go of control and says, God, I'm going to trust that you know who's right. You know all our hearts. You created us all. You're all powerful. You can make this decision better than I can. Now, this is pretty courageous of him because I don't know about you, but sometimes it's hard to give up control. You would never do this, but maybe your brother or sister has thrown a tantrum. That's what happens when we lose control, right? I want that chocolate bar. Someone tells no. I've lost control. Now I'm lashing out and angry. And you can see grown-ups do this too. When they're out of control, they do things like clean excessively, or maybe they get irritable, or they get angry, and they want to take that control in other aspects of their life. So what we need to do is remember that we are not in charge of our own lives. We have free will to make choices, of course, but ultimately it's not us who sit on the throne, it's God who sits on the throne. And we can trust God. We can trust God to make good choices for us, and that whatever we decide is going to work out for our good and for the good of people around us. So maybe I didn't get that job that I wanted, but I'm going to trust that God has a better job for me. Or maybe this girl or this guy dumped me. Instead of saying, I want that person as my girlfriend or boyfriend, you say, that's okay. I'm going to find someone better. I know that God has a better plan for me. And those are examples of how when we lose control, when we get kicked off our throne, it's important to remember that it was never our throne to sit on. That Jesus and God, they rule, they have the power on the throne, and we just gotta trust them and trust the process. Thanks for watching, and have a great week.